G'day, guys. This podcast is brought to you by Bloke in a Bar Beer, which is back in stock at the Caxton Hotel after a massive weekend of
Holy
Magic
fuck.
Round.
If you can't hear it in Josh's voice, the
yours.
weekend was pretty large. There was a fair bit of bloke flowing at the Caxton.
I say a lot of the time that I'll be taking a bit of bloke down the throat. I've never taken that many blokes down the throat in my life.
I reckon there's a lot of blokes who haven't taken as many blokes as they did on the weekend.
Exactly.
It's just a perfect beer for all occasions. A nice, simple, easy drinking lager. Perfect if you're watching the footy, which you were all weekend.
Clean, crisp, delicious. So good.
Just how we like our blokes.
Man, the best thing is that like it is a heavy beer as well. We're at the footy. We're at the Caco. We're enjoying life. It is awesome. The thing is, most heavy beers you can't session on.
You can session on these.
You can session on
This is our fifth day in a row at the Caxton drinking blokes every day.
Is that not insane? If someone said to me last week, you're going to be at the Caxton for 5 days drinking blokes, do you believe that? Honestly, I'd say yes because, well, I know
my
what's
wildest
coming up
dreams
this
have come
week.
true.
Yeah, exactly. But these are the best beers going around at the moment. If you haven't had a bloke, you need to have a bloke.
Get to the
you're not a bloke
Caxton
till
and
you've
have
had a
one.
bloke.
And if you can't get to the Caxton, go to blokeinabar.com.au, I think. Maybe .com. I don't know. Put your postcode in. Find your local stockist. They're fucking everywhere these days. So get yourself a carton. And if you're drinking him this weekend, throw up a photo. Shout out Denon from Bloke in a Bar. Tag us. Tag him. Get around the blokes.
We
He's
all
been
love
getting
seeing
around
it.
us.
Guys, if you're at footy clubs and you're going to have beers afterwards, it's so good.
Now we recommend blokes.
Get some blokes. It's perfect to have after a nice hard knock on the footy field. So get some blokes, support someone who's an independent fella, an independent brewery, a independent bloke, but
A great bloke.
a bloke of the people. Yeah, he supports us, so we
Get
want
around
you to
him,
support him. So thank you very much. If you support us, we would love if you support him as well. So thank you very much.
This song has such a long intro.
Oh, holy dwelling place of God. Coming to you live from the Caxton Hotel.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
This is Band of the Week.
Yeah, look.
Owen Acelot and Craig Kingsbury with Oh Holy Mary.
It's currently Monday the 16th of May. It's on the piss. It's Klutz and Das. And we're just playing this because we're here to repent our sins. And I just feel like this is the only way that we can repent our sins for the weekend.
It was a big weekend.
It was so... All right, I've repented enough.
Yeah, enough of that shit. Let's get into it.
Welcome back, guys. Thank you for being here. Fuck. What a weekend.
We've got a lot to unpack.
Like, you guys think that I could talk about my weekend for 20 minutes? Prepare to hear about the weekend.
This could be a Joe Rogan length podcast.
Yeah, exactly. This could be a short story almost. It could
More
be
like
a novel.
fucking feature length. Fucking.
Exactly. Maybe 22 chapters.
Before we get into it, we got sent through the inbox literally minutes ago before we started. Photos of you today on the job site.
Oh,
looking
God.
beat as fuck.
Yeah,
but you looked
mate.
beautiful as fuck.
Yeah.
Because you were rocking your trademark gear.
Fucking oath I was, mate.
Trademark sponsors of this week's podcast.
Shout out to Trademark. I just there's a reason why I'm wearing something a bit different tonight, actually. Now, I had this thought that not everyone wants high-vis gear because it's hard to use high-vis gear. So, if you still want to support blokes who support us that are massive in the mental health and you want to support your mates that are in the industries that really suffer, you can get some awesome kit like this. This is the long sleeve shirt here from Trademark.
You've probably seen me wear my green short sleeve one a few times as well.
Exactly.
Previously.
So you can get non-high-vis gear as well. And look, it's awesome. It's still conversation starting. It's got big Trademark. Let's start the conversation on there as well. As we've said for the last few weeks, you've got the hotline as well, so you can jump on and talk with a health professional. It's workwear made by tradies for tradies. But if you don't want to get tradie workwear,
you don't have to.
This. You don't have to.
And you can
simply
use
don't have to.
BBB20 to get 20% off your first order with Trademark. just get around them. They're doing God's work and they're getting around us. So definitely support them if you can.
Exactly. So big shout out to Trademark. Thank you very much, guys, for jumping on board once again this week.
And the other people we have to give a shout out to, I reckon are the only people that we can thank for me being here, because I spent a lot of time in bed this weekend.
Yes, you did.
And that's the boys from the Lad Collective. We'll get into my time in bed a bit later on. But
Dude, I had possibly one of the greatest sleeps I've ever had last night, actually. Caitlin went down to turn off the aircon at one point because, you know, you don't want that on all night at this time. You don't really need it.
No.
And she came back up and just started laughing, and it woke me up. And I was like wrapped up. I literally don't joke about this. Like, I wrapped myself up like a burrito, and I had the Lad Collective, just the top sheet wrapped around me, just with my chin poking out. And I was in the deep slumber until she was like, laughing so fucking loud.
Best sheets in the game, and they're so simple to make your bed. Put them on labeled corners. It's impossible to fuck it up, and they've made it even easier because their code is also BBB20, which will get you $20 off your first order.
Which is awesome.
Get around them, get them around you, as in their sheets around you, and then by way of doing that, you're getting around us. So shout out to the Lad Collective. I can't remember who it was, but there's a frothy who sent us a photo today of him receiving his sheets. So he's finally someone else getting on our level.
Someone else is getting their sheet together, and it's about fucking time. And if you haven't got your sheet together, wake the fuck up to yourself.
Go to bed with some Lad Collective sheets and wake up to yourself. There you go. There's a new one.
Yeah, exactly.
How
are you?
Yeah. I'm
recovering.
I'm recovering. I said this to you today. I felt like I've needed to take a shit since 9 a.m. Saturday morning.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not 9 a.m., 10 a.m. We'll get into that.
We will get into that.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Jesus Christ.
If you can't tell, or if you've already listened to some of the other podcasts this week, I fucked up a lot of intros because every time I started recording a podcast, I was still pissed from the night before.
We're also recording this on Monday.
Yeah.
Which is pretty close to the weekend.
It's our fifth day at the Caco in a row.
If you're listening to this, well, of course, we're coming live from the Caxton where we've been all weekend.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, it's probably Friday. And last Friday probably seems like a long time ago, but fuck.
For us, it really wasn't.
It really wasn't.
It was possibly one of the best, most blurry weekends I've ever had in my life.
I reckon Saturday's hangover was the worst probably top 5 of my life.
Yeah.
And the worst in recent memory by a absolute country mile. I've had enough hangovers at the age of 27 where, you know, you get to the stage where every time you pretty much have too many beers, you're like, I'm never drinking again.
No.
But I've gotten to the stage where now when I'm out, I'm like, okay, I'm absolutely shit-faced. Like, drinking more is not going to do me any favours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, got the sense to pull myself up. Yeah. On Friday night, that was just out the door.
First night fever of the biggest variety was had by Darsehole the other night, but fuck, it was good.
We've probably covered it. If you've been following our content along, you've probably heard a lot of it. So sorry if we're repeating stories and stuff. But basically, we did a podcast with the great man, Denon Kemp, the People's Beak.
He ambushed us.
And we ambushed Manly Seagulls on Friday night.
Fucking oath.
It all kicked off. I got to the Caxton about 4:30. I think you got here about 5.
Yep.
It was
Dude,
brimming.
The Caxton was absolutely humming, man. Like, for a pub to have a lineup from people that have been to the Caxton, you've obviously got your main entrance for the bar up the top. And there's like a little door down just below it. They're letting people in there. There was a lineup down to the bottle shop at 5 o'clock when I got there to get into the Caxton because it was that fucking packed at that time already. Like, oh my God.
We've sort of covered this off all weekend and all the content we did, but the Caxton really came into its own on the weekend. Like, dude, Caxton Street and the Caxton Hotel was absolutely at its best on the weekend. Yeah, they absolutely looked after us on the weekend and everyone who was up here, but geez, just the atmos, especially considering it rained all weekend, like the atmosphere in and around the Caxton, if you weren't in Brizzy, you've got to come up for Magic Round next year. Like, it was just insane. I cannot imagine what it would have been like if it wasn't raining.
Yeah, it would have been, dangerous.
Yeah.
That's what it genuinely would have been dangerous. But was so good. We've walked into the Caco. I'll go to find Das and Doss, start having some beers. Shout out to all the frothies that came up to us over the weekend, by the way.
Fucking
there was
so
many of you. Like, I feel really bad. I was taking down names to give some shout outs to people. I've got a couple from over the weekend. There's a girl I didn't give a shout out to ages ago, Hattie. Shout out to you. Because she got up me for not giving her a shout out when I said I would, because I had too much head noise when we recorded that podcast. Anyway, there's heaps of people that came up. There's one fella, he's a cult from Gordon Rugby down in Sydney. He's wearing a Pembroke jersey.
Hey? Yeah,
He's on Friday.
Yeah.
And I forgot his name. I didn't take it down, but absolute legend, man. Was chatting to him for a while. His mate was wearing a Newcastle jersey, so like,
No, it was a Blues jersey, I'm pretty sure.
oh, blue. Yeah, sorry. That's why it was so
Wales.
unfortunate. Yeah. And he might have gone for the Knights. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
Well, there might have been another person who had a nice jersey on. Anyway.
dude, so
there's
many.
fucking
It was
jerseys
ridiculous.
galore.
But yeah, big shout out to you, bro. He actually he was like, what time's 6th grade tomorrow and how do I sign up for a game? He wanted to come up and pay fucking the $30 rego to play a game of 6th grade with us for the weekend. But because Lenina has come back, well, never left, we all the
footy.
rugby was called off except for Western Bond, but you know, whatever, dudes. So yeah, but smashing beers here. Can I just say, Denon Kemp has to be one of the best blokes that Australia has ever produced.
100%.
Man, like, so we were meant to do a potty with him a bit earlier on in the Arvo, like 5-ish or whatever. And first of all, his flight was delayed.
By an hour and a half.
By an hour and a half. And second of all, he wasn't even flying to Brisbane. He accidentally booked flights to the Gold Coast.
Fuck.
So he was going to get a train down to see us, but he ended up, like, we've covered it off already, but he
got a
paid
cab.
$500 for a cab, man.
Just so he could do our podcast.
And when he got here, we were like, dude, like, you could have just, and he's like, I made a commitment to you boys and I needed to do it. Like, I'm so glad to be here. I'd do it whatever cost. Like, I'm pretty sure we both said, oh, fuck, we would have just bailed, man. That's so much money. But, like, that just shows the character of the man. I know we've already done the plug at the start, but, like, he spent $500 to come see us. So can some people go out this weekend and buy his fucking beer and tag him so that maybe he can get some money back?
Tag him and be like, that's Power of the Pod this week. Get some bloke, put up a photo and say, thanks for catching a cab from the Gold Coast to the Caxton.
Yeah.
And tag both of us.
Exactly. Tag us.
Tag him.
Tag him. We need people to like just
Reimburse
show
Denon.
Denon that.
Hashtag reimburse Denon.
Yeah, hashtag, yeah, it should be our new political campaign. But yeah, that was an awesome pod with him. He wore a ghillie suit, which was fucking hilarious.
Must have been so hot.
Yeah, exactly.
But it paid off.
Fucking oath it did. Then, you know, obviously we've covered off the game in the other
Potty.
potty.
We went downstairs after we had a beer with, well, actually, before we had the pod with Den, and we actually had a few beers with all the YKTR boys, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it was sick. Awesome to meet then. Shout out to Simi, Jacko, Luke,
Ice,
Scope, Ice,
Caleb,
just all the boys. It was fucking sick. So, how insane was their little giveaway thing?
Yeah, they were giving away hoodies and stuff.
Like 300 hoodies, man. Yeah. That was insane. And, what was it? Simi said it was so funny. Some people came up to him and were like, "Oh my god, we love you so much! Like you're the best, Simi." And he goes, "You just love me because I'm giving you free shit."
So you don't love me enough to buy one of these fucking hoodies.
I was like, "Fuck, that's so funny." But yeah, they were awesome. So we were smashing beers with them.
Shout out to Ice. Ice is like, he comes up and he's like, did you guys say that he plays 6th grade and points to Klutzy? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, he's fucking massive. Bro, why do you play 6th grade? And I was like, he fucking sucks.
It was so funny. And I was like, yeah, dude, it's true. But yeah, that was so much fun. And then we got to catch up with Tommy Birmingham as well.
Also,
from
Maddie from Bloke.
And
Tommy Tobler.
Tommy Tobler has become
the nicest guy in the world. And Sebo.
Sebo.
Yeah.
I was saying in our in one of our group things the other day, like, how are all the boys? And I was like, I think Sebo has become one of my favourite people on planet Earth.
Yeah, it was his birthday as well.
It was his birthday on the Saturday. We'll get into the Saturday a bit more. But Tommy Tobler was like 6 degrees of separation just fucking came full swing. It was so fucked. He was like filming us in the car park and he puts the camera down and he's just like, oh, how do you know like this dude Dom Hammerhand? I was like, went to school with him from like year 5 to 12. Like, how do you know him? He's like, oh, he's my cousin. And we're like, just sort of stood there. And it was like, what the fuck, man? Like, such a small world. So we have a connection to Tommy Tobler, which is really cool. And he's an absolute
He's our new
weapon.
best friend.
He's our new best friend. Might be in my wedding party eventually. That's how much I love the bloke. So great fella. But yeah, awesome time at the game. Once again, ran into a lot of frothies at the game, and then we came back to Kako, did all the stuff with those boys, went outside for a bit. Oh, God.
Back to the car park.
Back to the car
We basically
park.
went to the car park whenever it wasn't raining. Otherwise, we were, just getting a beer wherever we could. The Caxton was brimming all weekend, as we said.
So fucking sick.
It was absolutely on display this weekend, the Caxton.
But shout out to the YKTR boys as well. They got us to their after party, so we're there for a bit. That was a big day.
It was
at
massive.
Kenjin. So
Felt like I was 18 again.
Ice and Simmy just like got me to get my rig out, and I was like,
Did you get your rig out?
bro, I got my rig out at Kenjin, and you know, and like basically what I did, I had my shirt off, and then I just got my things in front, like my hands in front of me, and it just started jiggling. So my tits were jiggling up and down, and they were just like chanting and laughing, and all these people are just like, who the fuck is this cunt?
I hope
It's
that
like,
makes their vlog.
yeah, it'd be awesome. But yeah, got the rig out, and that was fucking sick. Met a lot of people there as well that listened to the potty, which was sick. And then,
We ended up
dude,
at
it's sort of just
Hotel
dawned-
Carrington.
yeah. So like, it's sort of just dawned. Like, I was trying to like dance and shit, and then like all my joints and stuff were feeling really
Yeah.
sore.
Music was so loud.
Dude, music was so loud, and then I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I literally just want to sit down, have a beer, and talk to someone. We had a look at Instagram, and Tom from Hello Sports messaged us being like, boys, if you can, we're around the corner at Hotel Carrington. We just can't do that. Like, I just can't do that anymore. It's like, fair enough. You're like almost 40 and you've got 2 kids, so fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, went there, had
Margs.
the warmest margaritas I've ever had in my life while watching UK Dogs.
Yeah.
It was like, it was so, like, they said to us as well, hey, like, we ordered margs before and they took forever. And we're like, fuck it.
We're
We really
getting
want to have a marg with you boys. Got the margs and they came back and they must have just got, like, the glass must have just come through the dishwasher. Or they'd been in the deep fryer or something because they were so warm.
I do not remember that.
Dude, it was
I
like,
do not remember that at all.
it was the biggest thing I remember. And then
I remember drinking that, just being like,
it was so fucked. Then we were parting ways, and like to put it in perspective, how big a night Das was having. Hotel Carrington is on the corner, just up near that old fucking car park in Chinatown
yeah.
of the valley,
Sort of near Birdies.
sort of near Birdies on the opposite side.
Yeah.
So we're walking down on opposite sides of the street, and I was going to a Porto to get a feed, and Das was like, I just need to get home. I was like, yep, fair. From that walk from Hotel Carrington to a Porto, he just fucking, I think he called me 3 times to say he was getting an Uber. I was like, yeah, dude, I know you're getting an Uber. And he goes, all right. Have a good night, dude. I was like, yeah, you too. I'll see you in the morning for brekkie. Hung up. Walk another, like, couple, like 50 meters or so. Phone starts ringing. Hey, bro, where are you? I was like, going to a Porto. How you going? You in your Uber? He goes, how'd you know I'm getting an Uber? I was like, bro, we literally, yeah. So that was pretty funny. Had a Porto, got home, woke up the next morning at 7:45 because I just, like, my
One of those
body
nights,
clock was
yeah.
just like, get up. I was
We're
like,
supposed to be at a
right.
breakfast with Mad Monday at 10 a.m.
So,
with
yeah.
Todd Carney.
So I'd
At Birdies.
messaged Darcy at 2 a.m. being like, are we still doing the brekkie tomorrow? No response. And then I messaged him again at like 8:45, 9 o'clock, no response. And then I was like, maybe he needs this sleep for like to get through today. I
Yeah.
don't know. also, like, it's going to be cutting in an absolute fine line to get from Birdies to the
Back
Caco to see
yeah.
HSP boys. Like, it was just a lot going on.
Busy day.
Eventually messaged his missus.
Yeah, my girlfriend came in. She's like, oh, she wakes me up. She's like, Clutzy messaged me and said you're supposed to be somewhere at 10 o'clock. I was like, yeah, it's fine. It's all good. What's the time? She's like, 10:15. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, so.
We'll have to do something with Mad Monday.
Yeah, man.
In
Like,
the future.
it sucks that we didn't get to catch up with those boys because it'd be fucking awesome to see everyone. But, yeah. So, anyway, I was like, all right, I'm going to get to the Caco soon. So, I just chucked on the same shorts, the same socks, the same shoes from the night before and changed my shirt, then put on the same hat.
I was in such
Couldn't
a bad
find any
state.
deodorant.
I was, I wouldn't have gotten out of bed for anyone else other than the HSP boys. Put it that
Yeah.
way.
Fucking oath,
There's
dude.
nothing that was getting me out of bed except for them.
I've never
fucked.
seen someone so hungover in my life. It was fucked. Like, and like, just like, it was like a tale of like two different people, big time. Like, you were so fucked. I started my morning by waking up, cracking a beer, and then cooking bacon and eggs while drinking a beer. But I finished my beer before my bacon and egg sandwich was cooked, so then I cracked another one. So, and then you couldn't even drink one.
I don't know what to say because it wasn't from lack of trying. I tried to have a beer.
Tried to have a beer,
And I was just vomiting nonstop. Like, everyone's like, oh, you're a pussy, rah, rah. And I'm like, yeah, well, it's not like I just had a headache and didn't want to drink a beer. Like, I physically could not keep down liquid. I was being sick till 8 o'clock on
some
Saturday
people
night.
can and some people can't.
I
It was
could
proven
not
this
on
weekend.
Saturday. I could not. Sunday was... Even yesterday, Sunday was bad. Even today, I don't feel great.
I'll tell you what, though, I knew I had a job to do on Saturday, and I had to fly the flag, and I knew that I had to really, I don't know, maybe get back to the older, like younger me, and
older,
just
younger me.
You know what I mean? The old me that just
was younger.
That was younger, but was like the older me.
No,
So
like younger you, but it's
the younger
old
me,
you.
but like it's the old me.
Yeah,
you know?
old you, young you.
He's still there.
He's still there.
But it's the
just
older
old.
one, but just like the younger version.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Cool. We're on the same page.
yeah. I hope everyone followed that. So
We'll put a diagram up.
I got it. Oh, also one of the most embarrassing walks of my life. I went to the bar downstairs and I was like, 2 jugs isn't enough. I'll get 3. But like, I had shaky as fuck hands from the night before. And then I was just feeling so fragile. And I was like, 6 cups and the 3 jugs, please. And then I always forget what her name is. She's one of the managers here. She's like, if I can carry 3 jugs, like, surely you can do it. And I was like, oh, fuck. That rattled me straight away. And so then, like, I'm trying to pick them up, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. And then when I picked them all up, the whole bar erupted and started going wild for me. And I'm walking along, and
Trembling.
I couldn't balance it properly and I'm shaking. So like the jug in my right was spilling beer all the way from the bar to the door. And then I tried to like open up the door and it's just like spilt more. And then the whole way up, I've just fucking spilt beer up the stairs. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is the most embarrassing thing. Like, the most embarrassing start to my day. I hope no one fucking brings this up. I brought it up, but...
You think that's bad? Mate, I had an absolutely shocking walk of shame. So after the podcast we did with Hello Sport, they had to do their meet and greet, which was also up here. I had like an hour nap on the couch over in the corner over there.
Dude, before we go into your walk, how the fuck did you sleep?
That's how fucked up I was.
So there would have been 1,000 blokes come through to meet these boys easily and blokettes the other day. And Darcy literally was not even 10 meters from them. And it's just like so loud, everyone
Absolutely
going
punching
mental.
Z's.
It's just blind people at 1 o'clock at
That's
the
the
Caxton.
state I was in, dude. I could have
And
slept.
he was fully asleep.
I could have slept on a bed of nails.
Yeah.
Next to the Bruce Highway.
Yeah.
Like, I was no good.
So fucked. But yeah, I got a message from your girlfriend for you to check the phone.
Yeah. My missus had a car crash on Saturday and she's fine. But I was like, shit, I better go home and check on her, which was a blessing in disguise. Because if I had stayed here, I don't think I'd be alive to tell the tale today.
Yeah.
So I woke up, got that message. I was like, shit, I'm going to have to bail. I walked out of Caxton and I was so ill. Like, didn't know if I needed to vomit, like, whatever. Walking up Caxton Street and there's just floods of people coming down. It would have been like, what, 1 o'clock? 2 o'clock?
It was probably 2:30, I reckon.
Just floods of people coming down the street, all in their jerseys.
Yeah.
And I'm just like battling my way up the hill against the traffic. Everyone's like, where you fucking going? You're on the wrong way, mate. Suncorp's this way. Rah. Just abusing the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Got to the top of the hill, saw some bloke carrying a can of Coke. It's like, I need one of them. Looking around, where can I get one? There's BWS up in the barracks. I was like, surely they've got Coke. Walk in, security guard's like, can I check your ID? And you know when you go have a night out and all the cards in your wallet are like fucking scrambled?
Yeah, they're everywhere. Not good.
Open it, and that's what I was seeing. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know if my ID's in here. So I had to pull out every card in my wallet to finally find it. This security guy's like, what are you doing? I was doing the same thing, like shaking and shit. Pulled it out, and he's like, oh, yeah, sweet, no worries. You're 27. Why do you look like you're 14? Went in, got myself a can of Coke, walk up, and he's like, oh, you should have just told me you were buying that. You wouldn't have to get your ID out. I was like, mate.
Well, fuck, mate. If you can't see the state I'm in,
yeah,
I'm not in the state to
trying
say
to just
anything.
process my next breath.
Yeah, dude.
And then, yeah, I pretty much got heckled for going the wrong way the whole way down to Roma Street train station, where I call it the train home.
Yeah.
And yeah, Saturday was rough.
Dude, I had one of the best Saturdays I've ever had.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So we had one of our mates, friend of the podcast, Jackson Buckby, who, as we've said before, bases his entire life off the Hello Sport podcast.
He was in his element.
He was in his element. He came up with us. Myself, Jacko, and Sebo. Dude, as I said earlier, Sebo is like one of my favourite people on planet Earth now. That man can talk about anything to anyone for whatever amount of time, and it's just like, it just feels so natural, man. Like, he was just such a good dude. So, like, I went to go out to the toilet initially, like when we finished the podcast with the boys, and then I just saw, like, all these people waiting at the door, and I was like, there's no fucking way I'm getting let back in here. Because, like, I was like, fucking hell, they've got like an event on up here.
Yeah.
It's not like they're just going to let us fucking come back in and chill out.
Yep.
But they did, which was awesome. So, man, I just kept running, and we just kept taking turns, like running and getting jugs, and it was fucked. And then, what was I going to say? Yeah, dude, like, it was just me, Jackson, and Sebo out the back, just getting so pissed and just talking absolute nonsense the entire time. It was so good. And then the boys came back out the back afterwards. We sort of had like a bit of a debrief, and then, oh yes, daddy,
King of the North.
and then
What's going on, big boy?
we had a few of these
Debriefing
as well.
the weekend. What's this? Oh,
Oh,
chuck it. Do you want to chuck it over there?
bit of bloke over here
Bloke
as well.
on tap. I'm
Bloke on
surprised
tap.
there's any fucking left, mate. Yeah, I'm. Yeah. Just
Yeah, I'll fucking.
it's bloke though. Where can we? Well, let's sit there. Sorry.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Also,
Sorry.
just a
We're
quick
still
shout
rattled.
out to Sterlo, the King of the North, who got a big shout out on the Hello Sport podcast. Caxton doing great things over the weekend. No other pub in Australia is doing the sort of shit they're doing. YKTR, Hello Sport, Bloke in a Bar, as in Den and Kemp, all in the building. That's the sort of shit like you don't see.
Absolutely unreal. So it has been called by. This is like,
We're obviously a bit biased because our local, we're here all the time. But if you're not going to take our word for it, Tom and Eddie from Hello Sport, do you want to say a few words?
Oh God, we go.
Should we get you? Do you want us to get you a mic? Why not? Yeah, okay. You and Clutzy talk for a bit while I set the other mic.
Yeah. But yeah, look, like it literally came from New South Wales people's mouths that this is the greatest pub in Australia, and nothing rivals it. So
Gets my plums going when I hear that.
yeah, dude,
It's pretty cool that a lot of people think that.
rightly so as well, mate.
Put in a
because-
lot of work. Me and old Jared
yeah, bro.
and everyone else.
Mate, Jared, actually, that was so funny. Shout out, like, fuck, we get treated way too well up here by you guys. It's ridiculous. Got here on Friday, Arvo, and Jared saw me, and he's like, get up to the front door, we'll get you in straight away. And I was like, fucking
Nah,
oath,
I just want to
dude.
say, like, congrats to you. Oh, Jesus. Just choked on a
He's
chip.
choking
I just
up.
had- congrats to you guys for all the work you guys do and the shout-outs you give us. I think it's definitely helps when you got two legends like yourselves doing it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. No, it's just awesome that we're able to sort of have this spot
Yeah,
for everyone to come in and do their thing and
it really
cultivate
is, dude.
some coolness and content.
Some
We're
culture.
just getting up to on
you hear this, Mark?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
We were just getting up to on Saturday, dude. Like after the boys did their stuff with Bloat, we were so lucky that you guys let us we just stayed up here. We
Yeah.
were just sinking piss with all the Bloke and a Bark boys and all the
pretty
HSP boys,
jealous.
and bro, it was so good. And yeah, had like the TV on watching the footy now.
Did like 3 years worth of work for nothing, for
Shout
no
out-
money for the
Shout
podcast.
out to Denon and Tom and Eddie and the YKTR boys. I want to thank them for coming in. Every year they said they were keen to do it. So next year, if you missed out, be here.
We want to do
And then
something.
the next 10 fucking 15,
Actually.
20 years after
Yeah,
that.
Should we do it right
Exactly.
now? Where did I put my phone?
Oh yeah, we're
I
gonna,
just want to say, I don't think I've met,
Better blokes.
better blokes all around, but two of like the coolest blokes I think that I've ever met are Tom and Eddie.
Yeah.
they were the nicest
so
people.
We're going to call their podcast and leave them a
Yeah.
message. Should we leave it right now for
Fucking
them?
oath, do
Yeah.
it.
I can't hear, so you're going to have to start. Klutzy
Yeah,
when.
righto.
I wanted to have a beer with them so badly.
It's Tom and Eddie here from Hello Sport Podcast. You've reached our dribbler hotline. If you've got a dribbler you'd like to leave, give it a 9 seconds. Not too long, okay? And bring your best. Bring your A game because this is the big time. This is the pros. It's time to lift. Time to go big. Now, there may be a beep that comes up here where you would leave the message after the
Sorry
beep.
for the
If
radio
not,
silence.
then just follow the prompts.
Yeah, they can
I'm
hear
sure
us.
that they will
True.
illuminate the path for you. Follow your dribble.
G'day guys, it is the Bloody Brilliant Beers dribblers here with the Caxton dribbler as well.
Hooroo.
It's Klutz, Darcy, and
It's
Sterlo.
Klutz, Darcy and Sterlo. Darcy's
bounced.
actually bringing his A game for once.
We're
which,
bounced.
as you know,
He's
he
not his
fucking
pal.
couldn't. But we're just calling you live from the podcast right now from the Mighty Caxton Hotel, which is the greatest establishment in this fucking country and is unrivaled by anyone else. Just want to say a big thank you to you boys for coming up and ripping and tearing, but ripping and tearing with Queenslanders as well and actually being shown what it's like to really have a dig and show some ticker by some good, hard, old Aussie, genuine, Rome-blooded people.
Now, I say this with absolutely no authority, but the man next to me does have some authority, and I think it goes without saying that the door will always be open at the Caxton
Absolutely.
Hotel.
I think that deep down they are really actually Queenslanders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like underneath that skin of blue, but
What was
They
shown,
act like Queenslanders, yeah.
Exactly. What was shown from you boys on the weekend was Queensland spirit.
Yeah.
It was probably having a
that's what
look
we
at all
like
the
to see
victorious origin jerseys that were in this room. But yeah, fucking oath. And also shout out to Tommy Tobler.
And Sebo.
And Sebo. You
Yeah.
guys are absolute weapons as well and deserve to get some fucking more accolades.
We should probably wrap it up before we get cut off, but
Yeah.
if you're not up here for Origin, what the fuck are you doing? Get up here, game 3,
Show some ticker.
show some ticker.
Jeeps in your cheeks and give them fucking heaps, baby.
cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Fucking oath. So that probably won't get played. It'll be like, you know, when Darcy
We'll leave it
listens
in
to
our
all of
thing
them.
though, yeah.
Yeah, man. So no, it was fucking awesome. But man, we just sat up here for ages, just fucking drinking piss, watching the footy. I may or may not have got my hands on some tickets, and I feel really bad for not going. But I was actually dogged by Jackson a little bit.
Yeah.
I haven't explained this properly. So
What did you do?
We've covered that off.
nothing.
I said the only 2 things I saw this weekend was the 4 walls of the Caxton and the back of my eyelids.
I just came in and saw you asleep on the couch, and I thought, "Fuck, he must be dusty."
Oh.
Left your races kid over on the side.
yeah. Where is
Yeah.
that?
I don't know. Someone's probably nicked it.
That's
Fuck.
dangerous. I thought you took it home with you yesterday.
No, I didn't. So I'd caught the train home. That's
Someone
annoying.
else took it home.
Oh, I think that's been turned around. It's probably just on the back of that.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Jackson Buckby, who we fulfilled his
Jackson,
lifelong
bro,
dream of
yeah,
meeting the Hello Sport
Get him
boys.
up there. I was pretty keen to go to the Melbourne game. Look, in hindsight, I probably would have done exactly what I did regardless as if Jackson came back to me on time or not. But he went away to a mate's birthday and then he messages me and goes, "Hey, I'm not actually going to be back before kickoff, just after half time, so we'll go then." I was like, what's the point?
Fuck that.
So didn't do that. And I was like, I'm just going to stay out with the boys and get pissed. And we did that and it was fucking awesome. So,
Can I just say this is really comfy?
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
couch.
dude, it's so good.
Is this the fucked up cushion?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it is.
This
Yeah.
is super comfy.
Yeah. Well,
Has
this
your feet up, yeah.
Is this your
it's
favourite
great.
couch up here, Sterling?
I think it's that one over there.
Yeah. Well, we were
I-
almost going to use that.
I don't know
one,
if people listening have listened to the Hello Sport podcast this week on the Monday. They were talking about how nice it is to sit in rugby league nut covered couches at the
yeah.
Caxton Hotel.
it's true. It is really good.
What, the comfiness or the nut covered?
I like the odor.
Yeah.
It also gives like a bit of a
Sweat.
coat on the skin. It's really nice. But
Take a bit home with you.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. I usually lick it after I'm done.
You don't
but,
get that. You don't get that at a lot of places.
No.
You don't get it anywhere, to be honest. So, no, the Caxton was just fucking awesome all weekend. Saturday was mental. I was saying before, to Sterling's dad, I saw one of my mates from school, PJ, shout out to the big man, and we were trying to walk from downstairs up to like the TAB or the Pokies or something, and I probably got stopped like 5 to 10 times just by random people for a couple of photos, and PJ's just standing there just like pissing himself laughing, just going like, this is so funny. And then the next morning he messages me, he's like, how you feeling today, mate? It was awesome to see you with your like little army running around the Caxton. And I was like, fucking oath, we're
It's a
all going to go
cult.
to
You'll
war
have
together.
cults.
It was such a
It's
fucked
great.
weekend.
You could make like a religion out of it. I swear to God.
Sick.
We need to do something for
Singing
Origin.
Sweet Caroline was really good. But yeah, we do need to do something for Origin. We probably need to do a meet and greet soon as well.
Throw it out there.
Well, not like a meet and great, just like because I
See
think we've
what-
met most people.
See what the frothies want to do.
Yeah.
I'd love to get pissed
Actually,
up here.
someone just called me before. Swear to God, I don't know who it was, but they said they called up the Caxton number and said, "Hey, are they filming a live podcast upstairs right now?" And I was like, "Yeah, why is that?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know, just wanted to know." And I was like, right. See you, man. Shit, you know what? It's about like half an hour ago. I think
There
when
you
you
go.
started.
That's mental.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Shout out to you, whoever that was.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Now
I feel like people don't actually believe we do it up here. Like it's actually in the pub.
Yeah, it's so sick. Dude, you know it was sick? This is what I found. Now, Hello Sport, Bloke, YKTR, they have their own studios and shit like that, like their own whole venue that
Custom
they own,
built.
custom built stuff. All of them came through here and saw it, and they were like, "This is fucking sick! Like, this is so cool that you get to do it up here." This
Imagine
is
if they
like
saw
a
it before we
thing.
spent
The
like a
view.
little
I
bit of
think it's
money
the
on,
view.
on equipment.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
proper like fucking yeah.
It's definitely the view, that's for sure. But
Prime real estate up here.
Absolutely.
It really is.
You're looking onto the Paddington Hills and the sunset. It's lovely.
And Suncorp.
Yeah, Suncorp. You don't see that.
What more do you
every day.
want?
Yeah.
Literally nothing, man. But yeah, fuck. The rest of Saturday was a bit of a blur for me. I honestly just stayed here, and then I went to the cast to go and find the boys, and then I was like, fuck, I just need food. So I went and dropped a lot of money on HJs. And then Sunday,
We're back again.
I was back here at 10:15 after getting home at like 4:30, 4:45. It was something ridiculous. Jared came up here and he was just pissing himself laughing.
yeah.
And he's
It's
just like
so
grabbed
funny.
me and hugged me and he's like, I didn't believe it had happened. He's like, there's no way you'd be here at this time. He's like, oh my God. I was like, all I could think of was Denon Camp on Friday. When you make a commitment to someone, you have to rock up. So that was because of Denon Camp. But
That's crazy what he did.
Sunday
Fucking
morning,
hell.
mate, we got
So
to do the
cool.
podcast with Roasty and the Don. So that was really good. Meeting NRL Roast was awesome because we met the Don before, but NRL Roast is doing so much shit for the rugby league community, and he just froths footy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Absolute
He's a
weapon of a
weapon.
bloke.
Some of his content from the weekend, I'm like, fuck me, mate. How do you even have time to
he
do
does
that?
it so quickly.
Yeah.
It's like
So
he's only, he
good.
carries like a little flip laptop.
And he does
It's
not
good.
miss a thing.
Yeah.
No, he's so
Insane.
good, man. He's so good. But
And like he was at the game. It's not like he was at home
Yeah.
fucking working on it all. It was like unfolding. He's in the stadium.
Maybe he's
like-
got an assistant.
Yeah, maybe there's heaps. Maybe there's
Yeah.
heaps of NRL roasts.
Could be.
Like a little cult.
well, there are a lot of Sunday roasts going around at once. They're not all in the same household. Everyone's sharing a similar concept, and we're all working towards one goal, and that's fucking eating a lot of roast. But I don't know.
True.
Could that be the same in the content game? Probably not. Am I waffling? Yes. Anyway, Sunday did fuck all. Das and I started walking back because Das had to get the train home. I was trying to get a cab or an Uber. Caxton Street was already closed, obviously, because it was humming. So I ended up just walking and not finding cabs, and eventually made my way to the city. Shout out to Byron, who was on a little Beam scooter awesome to meet you, mate. And it's all good. I got across the road in time. We didn't miss the pedestrian crossing. So thank you. But I was rattled. No, like, I haven't told Das this either yet, but I was genuinely rattled in the city. I got there and I was like, I haven't eaten. And I was just like walking around and I was just like holding stuff, but I started like cuddling it a bit and I'm walking around by myself, looking around the city. And I was just like, what food do I get? Oh my God, there's so many people here. If I get this food, can I sit here? What the fuck? And I just panicked.
Head noise.
It was
That's
so
some
much head
serious,
noise. Like, I was
Sunday
feeling fine,
noise.
but I was just like, this is the Sunday scaries. So got some sushi, walking along. I've taken a few bites.
Why is this person looking at me?
But then, like, dude, like, I've sat down, I've taken a few bites, and then, you know, when you eat food sometimes too quickly, it just, like, gets stuck there, and you need, like, a drink to wash it down.
What was it?
So it gets, like, stuck. You need, like, a drink to wash it down. Yeah, right. Oh, that was a common theme of Magic Round, wasn't it?
That was huge.
But, dude, I didn't buy a drink because I was like, oh, I don't feel like a soft drink or a water at the moment. But then I'm eating it, and I'm sitting there, and this is so, like, it was outside HJ's, and I'm just like, oh, my God, I'm going to choke. And I was like, oh, God, I'm going to yak if I don't get this down soon. But then I couldn't close the sushi quick enough, and I was like, I'm going to drop everything. So I'm just like walking around like this through the city with all this shit. I'm like,
It's giving me head noise hearing the
starting
story.
to dry reach a little bit, and I'm like semi-panicking, and I'm just like, oh my God, what do I get? And I see the Easy Mart, and I just like start quickly walking over there. Meanwhile, also during this process, I started with 5 soy sauces on top of the sushi, but then by the time I sat down, I had 2 because they kept dropping off. But I didn't want to like bend down and pick them up, so I've just kept going, and I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm actually about to yak in the middle of Queen Street Mall. Like this is so fucked up.
You walked a long way.
Yeah, dude, pretty fucked. And then I've got to the fridge at Easy Mart. The guy's just like, hey mate, how you going? I was like, yeah, and just like grabbed the water and walked up to him, and he's slowly putting it through. He's like, cash or card? I was like, card, fumbling around, just doing it, and I would have looked like the most scat cunt. And as soon as I drank that water and got it down, I was all good. But then
That gave me anxiety just
dude,
listening
like
to that, Josh.
it was so fucked. And then I was trying to figure out how to get home. There was no cabs in there. Uber was being shit because Uber fucking sucks, and I'm never using it again.
Yeah. What's the go with fucking cab prices these days as well? I tried to get a cab to G-Bung on Saturday night, and the guy's like, how's 120 sound? I was like, pretty
ridiculous.
average.
That's ridiculous. That's just
I paid 68 in the end, which is still insane.
I've said that before. I've gone, yeah, like they come up with their little fucking 70 or whatever to get here to there, and you're like, just leave the meter on and we'll see.
A little tip, everyone that's listening to this right now, if a cabbie says to you that they're not going to use the meter and it's before, I believe, 2 a.m., that's illegal.
Get going.
Take down their cab number, call up the cab company or send them an email, and you will get your money back, because I've done this before. It happened to me. I started arguing with the dude, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go in on them like a Karen. So I took down his number.
Karen
and
Clutterbuck.
Dude, yeah, works perfectly. I got charged $40 to go from Kangaroo Point to Norman Park one day because the guy refused to use the meter, and he like came up with some bullshit thing. I searched up cabbie laws when I was blind at 1:30 in the morning. That's because that's how annoyed I was about paying extra
Actually,
money.
according to your rule book,
Yeah, man.
you have to keep your cab.
I wish
meter
I
on.
still had the email, but I was actually like, according to blah, 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 like, you guys can't do this until this time. And I should have been charged at a tariff of this,
gold.
which I would have saved $15, blah, 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 blah. And they were like, yeah, that's so fucked up what he did.
Gum.
And yeah. Oh, gross, dude. But yeah, so fuck that.
That was pretty much the weekend. And
Yeah, my missus picked me up, and then I took her out to dinner because I was like, man, I'm in the doghouse because I did not see you all weekend.
I got to run, boys.
Hey, that's all
it's
good.
all right.
Well,
Thanks for
thanks for letting
popping
me on.
up.
Thank you for letting the Caxton
Always a pleasure.
thrive.
You right?
Yep.
Just shake. I don't want to get up. but
This
I
is our
gotta-
5th day in a row.
Yeah, that's
here.
mental. I saw your sketch. That's
Yeah,
fucked up.
Big week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Darcy's got on
Lot
the
of
big lift
content.
this week.
Yeah.
All right, legends.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you,
All right.
mate.
You have a lovely day.
Lads, Australian Autumn is here, and luckily the sponsor of today's podcast, Manscaped, are here to make sure the leaves are falling off your tree as smoothly as possible. Their 4th generation performance package, which includes their signature Lawnmower 4.0, has all the tools equipped to keep you calm and collected through all weather uncertainty.
Yeah, look, Das, that is certainly true. Fellas, footy season is upon us as well. We have all 4 codes coming back. And of course, you want to have your package on full display when you're having a shower afterwards.
Absolutely.
So what's better? Get your Manscaped out. Make your little fella a little bit proud. The boys might even have a look and go, tell you what, nice cock. She's looking a lot better this year.
Yeah, can finally see it.
Yeah, exactly. Can finally see it in between all the bushes. Ladies as well, look, I'm sure you guys could use it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure you guys do nude showers.
It's a great tool. The Lawnmower 4.0 is unbelievable.
Everyone can use the Lawnmower 4.0. You got to look good in the change rooms afterwards. You got to start asserting authority on who has the nicest looking cock.
And your performance package will also come with a weed whacker to keep your ear and nose hair under control, crop preserver, crop reviver, everything you need. You'll be sorted for autumn.
It is nice having a nice smelling crotch. So, look, it is time to join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com, where you can get 20% off free shipping with the code BBB20. That's capital letters as well, because we are capital blokes. Always remember, lads, when you trim the weeds, the tree stands taller.
Exactly right. We've been saying it from day dot.
Bloody oath we have. Mine's just not that tall. But yeah, so I also shout out to Caitlin. I felt really bad. She was asking the other night what we were doing, what the vibe was, blah, 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 blah. And I really wanted to see her and have her come out. But I was also like, I think this is not the night for it, which it definitely wasn't. But like in my head, I was like, fuck, like it'd be good to see her, all that sort of shit. And I left it real late, and she had just finished putting makeup on.
Oh.
And then was like, fine, I'll go to bed. Good night. And I was like, oh my God.
I'm the worst man alive.
So much trouble tomorrow. We're all good. Took her out to dinner. Had a lovely night. It was great to see her. It's really good. So that was good. And then I woke up this morning dreading work. And I said this in the group chat at, what do you reckon it'd be, 6:30 this morning. I have a message from Caitlin. Yeah, 6:54 this morning. So
after one of the biggest benders in recent history.
One of the biggest benders of recent history. Just, you pissed on the floor, babe. I was like, oh my God. So I'd gotten up and I'd gone to piss in the toilet, but I must have pissed a little bit on the floor and not noticed and head noise, and that happens. Yeah, and then I was like, fuck, I'm so sorry. I've pissed on the floor.
It happens.
I never thought I'd be that sort of person. I usually clean up if I do that, but I just didn't know it happened. But great weekend.
I guess that's Magic Round, right?
That is Magic Round. I had a couple of other things. I had you pissed on the floor. Getting home yesterday was an ordeal, correct. Now, don't know if many people know, I didn't actually know it was going to be this weekend, but the election's coming.
It is.
And I hate election day because I hate dealing with everyone getting up in your face at election day stuff.
It'll be tomorrow if you're listening to this.
Yeah, so I always do an early vote. You can actually have a look and you can vote early. You just say that you can't make it, and it's all kosher. Now, I'm walking into, there's like the Kedron Chermside Community Hall. It's like Anglican church thing near Aldi. And I just got swamped by people. They just kept going on, like giving me stuff. But they weren't talking too much. They were just like, oh, here you go. Like, just follow the lead and vote for these dudes. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Now, I'm about to walk in. And when I walked in, the Labor people hadn't given me something. And I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. And I had a pamphlet from every other person. And then the last Labor man saw me without a pamphlet. And he's just like, oh, and he's like stepped in front of me. And I was like, oh, hey, dude, like, what's going on? And he was so intense, man. Like, he's like fully going on about like how to do all the voting and just like, I was like, yeah, man, I voted before. It's all sweet. Yeah. But he just like kept standing in front of me. And then he probably spoke for a good 2-3 minutes about all this shit. And I was like, yep. Like, I'm genuinely not interested in your conversation right now. I know how to read a fucking pamphlet. It's not my first rodeo, as I've said. Walk past that. The Liberal dude next to him just goes, everything he said, bro, but just do it for the blue. The other Liberal guy laughed. I laughed. The Labor dude was dead serious and got angry and was like, you should never do that. And I was like, oh, okay, dude. Keep walking in. And the Liberal guy's like, oh, yeah, vote for Trevor. Like, just do all the blue stuff and vote for Trevor, bro. Have a good day, man. Like, I'd come off work as well. I was just so fucking tired. And then the Labor dude got angry at the Liberal guy and then just starts shouting, a vote for Trevor is a vote for Barnaby. And I was like, what? And I've just like stood around. I've just like looked around and just got, okay, man. Like, what the fuck? And
Way
just
too
like
much head
giggled a
noise
little
for this
bit.
shit.
And I was like, oh my God, man, what are you doing? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, fuck, I don't really give a fuck, dude. Like,
Vote one BBB, basically.
yeah, exactly.
So-
We will be starting a political party in the next few years, and it will be in the Senate, and you will be able to vote for us because it will be international or interstate. We could go international. I don't know.
We could.
Last thing I wanted to cover off is this weekend is our reunion.
Yeah, 10 years.
10-year reunion. Now,
God, I couldn't do anything worse right now, to
Bro,
be honest, but fucking hell. I'm
one
sure
thing
by
that
like
we've
Wednesday,
never covered
obviously.
off, which I'd like to cover off, is that it's funny. People don't know this, but our school actually created an award for Darcy in Year 12.
Yeah, I don't know if they did. Or if that's just-
I reckon they created an
I think
award
that's
for you. in
Jackson
Year 12.
Buckby made up rumor, but yeah.
So Darcy was the captain of our seconds cricket team, and this will be the 10th anniversary of this award because the school's been around for a while now.
a long while.
But it just so happened that they had this absolute throbber of a vice school captain captaining the worst seconds cricket team of all time.
Of all time.
Which
Which
we
we were both
documented
a part
before.
of.
Yeah. I was the strike bowler who Jackson couldn't take the catches of, and Darcy was the bowler who figured out that our team couldn't take catches, so if you put it on the wickets, you get wickets. Is that why they made an
Cracked
award
the
for
code.
him?
I cracked the Da Vinci
I
code.
think he did, but it just made me think, like, has anyone else ever had, like, an award made for them of that sort of stature
I wonder if they
before?
gave that award out the following year or any year since.
I think they have, but like the inaugural winner of the seconds cricket captain, basically. So good. Like, it just made, like, it came up in my mind again. Obviously, we've been with the HSP boys a bit. Like, that is a dribbly award.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But like, it's also a dribbly claim to fame.
Best and fairest, but you're not because you're not in the best team.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's fucking hilarious, dude. So, yeah, we got our reunion this weekend. That'll be interesting. And shock horror.
What are we doing after that?
We will be going to the Caxton with the boys after that for post reunion drinks after we go to the school and watch them fucking smash whoever they can
So yeah, we'll be at the
smash.
Caxton on Saturday night if anyone's here.
Yeah, we will not. I don't think we're down. I think we're upstairs.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so you won't be able to come up. If you try and come up and you try and get in between me and people I haven't seen in 10 years,
Look out.
look out. I probably won't be able to tell the difference. I plan on getting pretty fucking spastic
Blind.
this weekend. So, yeah.
Before we froth, I wanted to quickly shout us out for the May 50K.
Shit,
Um,
you're doing
run-
a great job of it so far.
Run Club's that's fallen off the radar a bit. We've had a few big weekends, but we're going to fire it back up.
Yep.
I'm still going to do my...
The
oh my
rain
God.
hasn't helped either.
Today is halfway day, which is concerning because, I've done 21.8K, so...
Dude, you'll easily smash it.
Yeah, I'll be right. I'm going to go for a
I have to
run
do
more.
50.
A quick shout out to Boondle Buttchug. He donated $500. That's
Fucked.
insane. Our team at the moment, I'm just about to pull it up. Robert Campbell killing it, 54.4Ks already, and he's only halfway through.
And he's a new dad as well.
Exactly.
so-
We've raised $1,621 so far. So thank you to everyone who's donated. The link to either join our team and participate or to donate is in our bio on Instagram. Quick shout out to people who have donated this week. Boondle Buttchug, as we said. Noah McLean. The Sheriff shouting you out. I can't remember which of these we read out before. The Warhope Wanker, I know that would have been covered off. Harry Meeker and Kai Douglas. So thank you,
that.
boys.
One last thing before we throw off. I just saw one thing here that, all right, we love the Caxton. It is our favourite place ever. And if you need any other reason to know why you shouldn't go to any other establishment in Caxton Street, it is this. There's a little fucking pub up on the corner. at the top of Caxton called the Lord Alfred. And this weekend they had Redcliffe Dolphin stuff on there being like, see you next year, like blah, blah, blah. Like, fuck off. No one cares about you, to be perfectly honest. Is what Broncos fans are saying.
Fuck the Finns.
And I was like, you know what? That's bad enough. The thing that really drove it home that you should not go there was on Sunday. We're walking past it and there's a big fucking banner up there about how they're the home of the Parramatta Eels fans this weekend.
Make up your mind.
Who are you supporting?
And why would you choose two clubs that both suck?
Exactly. It's like you're literally like the Caxton supports Queensland. The Caxton supports the Broncos. The Caxton supports Queenslanders and Brisbaneans. I like that more than Brisbaneans. You're literally picking Para and Redcliffe. Redcliffe are going to be hated by Broncos. Like, it's just... Have some fucking ticker and pride in your city and your state.
Mate, you support Melbourne, but anyway.
But also, I get pretty passionate for the Broncos because my mates support them.
Fair.
I was very fucking passionate the other night about the Broncos.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that game. But yeah, I think I think the LA you need to reevaluate what you're about.
Go to bed with a mirror, essentially, is what you're saying.
Yeah, go to blokeinabar.com.
Okay, let's froth. Now, there was so many froths this weekend, and I was out of action for a lot of the weekend, as discussed. So I didn't get through them all, but don't worry, we'll make sure we get through them all for next weekend. We'll just do an extra large froth section.
Sounds good.
But we've still handpicked a few from the first half of the weekend / week. So
yeah.
Hey boys, it's the Maryvale Mud Skipper here. Hey, look, I stumbled across a gruesome discovery through a TikTok video that apparently some bloke likes eating raw sausages.
What?
The more I dug into it, the more of these sickos started coming out of the fucking woodwork. Now, I don't know about you boys, but there's no way I'm wrapping my lips around a bareback snag. What's your thoughts?
that's
Don't piss
so
the sheets.
fucked.
Give them fucking heaps.
Now, I'm pretty sure this has come from a frothy who actually has his own podcast with one of his mates. The Alpha Blokes podcast is a great potty. I listen to it all the time, so definitely get around him. And I'm pretty sure they covered this topic off at length. But it's a massive no from me. That is fucked.
Dude, that is so fucked because you genuinely don't know what goes into this. A sausage is... Let's get everything that's left over from the good shit that we've just cut up and chuck it all into one fucking cunt with a sleeve on it, and then hopefully people fry it up and they can get past it. Sausages also make me feel sick. We've covered this up before. I can't have more than 2.
I love cooked sausages, though.
Bro, I love the gourmet ones I'm good for, but dude, what I'm envisioning here is someone's going down and getting a fucking 20-pack of Coles thin pack sausages for $5.
And you know what the fuck thing they're probably doing is just no, I reckon they're mincing it out of the tube as well.
Yeah, they're not Cheerios, bro. Cheerios are a different breed.
That's weird though. I'd eat a Cheerio raw.
That's what I mean. Like I have Cheerios, but Cheerios are different, man. Raw sausages are just maybe because the Cheerios hidden by the red skin. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to think too much into this.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, fuck.
It's still a no for me.
It's a no for me.
If you eat raw sausages, reach out. Moving on.
Or maybe not. I don't know if I want to talk to you.
Evening Clutterbuck, evening Darth. It's the fornicating frothy.
Hello, fornicator.
Boys, I was listening to the lower grade letdowns the other day, which, if you don't listen, you're basically part of the lizard section. But
correct.
Caught my attention a bit about the mascots. The mascots idea. Obviously, the Sharks, when they're in wet weather, play well. And I was just thinking, it's basically the same in the AFL. Think about the Demons in the AFL, Melbourne Demons. They're undefeated so far. What are they, 8-0? Think about it. What fucking animal beats the Demons? Arguably, people would say the second best team in the competition is the Lions. Makes sense. They're the king of the
King of the
king
jungle.
of the animal kingdom.
Yeah, correct.
They're the top dog.
To the king of AFL.
So basically, this brings me back to my bet of the week in the AFL: Bombers versus the Swans. Bombers paying $3.40. Back then to beat the Swans, I'd say Bombers are way better flyers than Swans. Can't say I've ever seen a swan fly, so
It's true.
basically, there you go. That's why the Bombers win. Don't piss your sheets, give them heaps, collect some darts up your ass.
Now,
Thank you, Fornicating Froth.
oh,
Has that game been completed?
it has. I'm going to look up the score while you give us your thoughts on the theory.
Look, I know a lot of people when they're younger choose who's going to win a game based off how the mascot would go again. Like my sister used to pick her teams that way as well. Now, Bombers, yes, they can fly better than Swans, but is that going to help them when push comes to shove in a fight? Fucking hell. I've been holding it off for like fucking a minute and a half, man. That was intense. Anyway, Bombers could bomb Swans, I suppose, but Swans, when they get angry, can be vicious. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Hot Fuzz. If you haven't, go and watch it. But well, that's more of a geese, but Swans and geese cut from the same sort of cloth. Swans are vicious. So
Funny you should say that because Sydney Swans defeated Essendon Bombers 105-47 on the weekend.
yeah, see, the Swans were vicious. Yeah, Fornicating Froth, that is a really
I like
bad
where your head's
take,
at,
but I
though.
like where your head's at. I like that you're starting to think
About it,
that
yeah,
way.
like properly. You obviously understand footy, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. So thank you for that.
Don't be deterred.
Yeah, don't be please come back with another one for us.
Hey boys, just the bootstrap dribbler. I just calling up to give you the story that the Toowoomba Termite gave you the prelude to a couple of weeks ago. Look, it is true. I did have sexual relations with a Jehovah's Witness. And let me just start by saying that shit was fucking bussin', bro. So I met her at the Commercial Hotel in Kingaroy, one of the nation's great licensed venues, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is.
She told me she was a door-to-door salesman. She was like 19 from the sunny coast. So yeah, asked me if I wanted to go back to her motel room, and I was like, fuck yeah, I do. So I went back there, walked in, saw a big pile, 400 pamphlets on the bedside table. Thought I'd see what she was selling, thinking it might have been fucking Dodo Internet or Crisco or something.
Crisco.
They were pamphlets on the good word of Jehovah himself.
Oh no.
You a Jehovah's Witness by any chance? And she's like, oh yeah, I am. At this point, I had fucking no clue how this was going to play out. But, look, I won't give you all the trimmings because I am in fact a gentleman, but let me just start by saying this. I think it's a sex cult from what I've seen. Yeah, pretty much just got in there, played some eyes up footy, took a few hit ups out of my own 20, really just throwing the nut around, I guess. As a result, the completion rate was at about 50%, but hey, we can work on that. So, yeah, I know you two boys are both in committed relationships, but to all the frothies out there, Jehovah's Witnesses well and truly play on. Anyway, boys, that's probably all I've got time for tonight, but bootstraps kick on forever.
Thank you, Bootstrap Dribbler. It is so good to hear from you again, and it's good to know that you're getting involved in other cults.
Doing God's work, essentially.
So, you know what? Maybe I don't want to get on the bad side of too many people that are religious, but maybe Bootstrap Dribbler, you need to start finding people from other religions and see if most religions are sex cults for us. Because unfortunately, Darcy and I can't do that because we have found our loves. But yeah, if you could, that'd be good. I'm not surprised because I don't know, man. They just seem like a different breed. So maybe some Hindu or some Buddhism or something like that. If you can come back to us about that, that'd be interesting too.
Greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
What's going on, lads? First off, shout out to Das. Just replying Usain Bolt. Fingers running on the screen. Secondly, got a bone to pick with Clutzy. Here you've been around Jeeps since 01.
Yeah, when did you first play
And,
Jeep?
2002.
go.
Oh, I'd assume that you'd know a lot of the boys. Just pick your brain a little bit. 2013, 2014, roughly. Can't remember the year. Grand final. Can't remember the grade. It's definitely over at like Nudgee or Chisholm, something like that. South versus Jeeps. Down to the last kick. I was the kicker. Over the top of the post, definitely in, 100%. Called out. Devastated, tears after the game, all that sort of fun stuff, grand finals, all that with the boys. Conspiracy theory, but here you go. One of the boys' old man was on the sideline. He was the ref that called it a miss from Jeeps. Can you confirm how accurate this is? If it is a fact, but I swear for ambassador of Jeeps, definitely, you definitely owe me a beer. Anyway, spread them cheeks and give them heaps. Cheers, boys.
I'm incredibly confused right now.
Do you remember that?
2013, I didn't play grand finals in 2013 or 14. I played semi-finals. Souths we lost to in 2013 in Colts 1, which is now Colts 2. We lost to them in a semi-final. We were the only Colts team to make it. So you beat us in 2013. So I don't know what you're going on about there. 2014, I played Colts 2. We played against Sunnybank and lost in a very controversial fashion on the other field out the back. And Colts 1 didn't make, Colts 1, which is now Colts 2, didn't make the finals, and Prem Colts, South were never fucking in it. So, my thing here is maybe let's get sorted on the team. I can remember, because I'm committed to Jeeps, about those games, and I can remember who we played in different finals and shit like that. So maybe if you're a committed Magpie, you should probably
shed some more information. Or, I don't know, get some ticker about your club. I appreciate the reach out, and I appreciate you trying to rattle me, but Jeeps is the greatest show on turf. It is the greatest club. We are within everyone's cheeks, and we will always give them and
heaps.
also within everyone's mind.
Exactly.
Rent-free.
So, and the fact, exactly, Darcy brings up a great point. The fact that you're bringing up something from almost 10 years ago, Jeeps lives rent-free in your head and your mates' heads. Also, the only person I can think of whose dad is a Jeeps person who would have been on the sidelines is my mate's dad, who always referees when I score tries, but he literally goes against Jeeps because he's so scared of looking like a biased referee, even though his son hasn't played there for 10 years. That's my response to that. Moving on.
Nice and concise. Moving on.
Waffle.
G'day, boys. Sober Soldier back once again, celebrating 21 years on this godforsaken testicle we call Earth.
Happy birthday.
Now,
Happy 21st.
Hearing you chat about UMart. Yeah, it does seem a little bit weird, I will admit, but it's only the last couple of years. Basically, before 2020, before the old spicy cough, UMart was a store. That's it. You could go in there and buy it. It was a normal store. Once COVID hit, they had so many people using their stay-home money to build computers. Then they went, oh yeah, massive increase in sales, let's lighten the load a bit. And they made all the stores collection stores. So you can no longer buy there, it's merely click and collect. It's a better system, honestly, in my opinion. It works because it means you haven't got to worry about trying to find cheap prices because they only have one price, it's on the website. That's it.
Makes a lot of sense.
All right, boys, Jeeps and your cheeks, give them fucking heaps.
First of all, once again, happy birthday to you. Second of all, I'm genuinely not surprised that the Sober Soldier is called up about Newmart. He seems like an intelligent man that just knows stuff. The only thing he's not intelligent about is Good Guys JB Hi-Fi debate because JB Hi-Fi is better. But that does make a lot of sense. Also, how fucked is it how COVID has changed so many businesses and they're probably more profitable in that way now.
So fucked.
Yeah.
Big shout out to UMart though.
Yeah, and happy birthday for the third time.
Hey boys, how you going?
Bro, how are you?
Long time listener, first time caller.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to ask you boys, me and the roommates and the missus, we recently we copped tickets to Falls Festival at the end of the year.
Nice.
Pretty keen for it, and I just wanted to ask you boys, have you ever been to a festival like that, one of the 3-day camping festivals? And if you have, do you have any like funny stories or any memorable moments from it? Because personally, never been to a festival like this before, so pretty keen. So yeah, keen to hear your
Strap
thoughts.
in, mate.
Anyway, boys, Jeeps in your fucking cheeks. Give them heaps. Yeah, boys, have a good one.
As a person who gets really bad hangovers, there's this. I feel like I'm, what's the word? Qualified, correct, to speak on this topic.
Yep.
There's something about. I've never been to Falls particularly, but Splendor. You just do not get hangovers at Splendor. I don't know what it is.
Also, they say it's a 3-day festival, bro. It's more
Do
like
it
a
the right
5-day.
way.
You got to
Yeah.
go. My biggest
Wednesday.
advice, they usually open up the campgrounds on the Wednesday. Fucking get there on the Wednesday.
Wednesday's the funnest night.
Yeah.
Everyone's most excited, and you don't lose your mates in like at seeing acts and shit because everyone's just sitting around the campsite. It's so much fun.
Come up with creative ways to hide your piss, but
How did you used to hide your piss? What was the best way you did?
dude, the most fucked way I've ever did it was tomato sauce and mustard bottles, and I thought I cleaned the mustard out really well, but I didn't. So, the tomato sauce. I had tomato sauce chunks coming out in my vodka.
Yeah.
But I used to get like little goon sacky things and shove them in, or fuck, I don't really know
I used to
what
do.
else.
I used to do a fake bottom in my esky for cans of beer.
Yep.
Which always worked, and then I used to get freezer bricks from like Big W.
Yep.
And if you put boiling water in a bowl and put them upside down in the bowl for like 30 seconds, soften the plastic lid, and you could get a knife under it and pop the lid off.
Pop it, yeah.
And then empty it all out.
Just
and
make sure you
put
clean it
Yeah,
well.
put it through the dishwasher, and then fill it back up with vodka or whatever, and just jam the top back on. And then it's a bit of a pain in the ass to rip off in the festival, but it's almost like impossible to get caught because it's so hard to pull the top off. And they're like, "Oh, your ice brick's melted." You're just like, "Yeah, I just drove from fucking Kingaroy or something." Like, just make up some bullshit.
But there's little goon sacks you can get as well. If you're going to put it in your swag, you got to put it right in the inner circle because they shove their hands in. And yeah, there's heaps of different creative ways. But 3-day
Stories.
festivals, bro, it's so good. Falls, be prepared for hot, man. It's so fucking hot. Probably my most memorable story was Eden Richards, friend of the podcast, was sharing a tent with me. Probably 2015, I think it was. And on the last night, he got to sleep before me, and I had to drive him home because he didn't have his fucking license at 20 years of age. Still didn't have it for a while after that either. Anyway, got to bed late, and then he just falls asleep straight away, and he is one of the worst snorers of all time. So I couldn't fucking sleep. And
G'day, guys. Welcome.
Oh my God. Then I finally
I just accidentally clicked on a notification.
then I finally start drifting off to sleep, and I hear this like violent projectile vomiting, and it's one of our mates next to us, and he caught like a stomach bug. So he's throwing up. That kept me up. I slept for an hour or two. I fucking drove us back to Brisbane. I took one wrong turn, which turned it into a way longer drive. And then Eden just suddenly goes, fuck, I'm feeling really crook. I pulled up 5 times on the way home for him to throw up. It was ridiculous. He's like calling his dad, being like, have Hydrolite ready. I'm fucked, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's so cooked. But
Same bloke locked the keys in someone's car after Splendor and
That
had
is
to
the
wait
most
for like
fun.
3 years for someone else
Dude,
to
this-
drive a spare key down.
Yeah.
And then he vomited in the car. on
our
the
mate
way out.
Hurdy, who has quite a short temper at the best of times, literally, Eden's locked his keys in the car. Hurdy's going to the Maldives that night. Darcy had jumped on Hurdy's back the day before
And nearly broke his leg.
fucked his knee,
up.
done
yeah.
like his MCL or something. Fuck. The bloke then had waited for 2 hours for RACQ, couldn't get into the car, so then called his brother. His brother drove from fucking Brisbane to Byron to give him keys, and then they drove home, and then Eden projectile vomited over his car.
And what about one of our mates who shit himself at Splendor, passed out in the middle of a walkway?
Made it on the Triple J.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other funny stories. There's so many.
There was one actually, my first ever Splendor experience, Splendor in the mud, and it was like the muddiest thing ever. Now, Das was
So
in a
mud.
different campsite to me, and we almost ended up sharing a 2-person tent, which is, anyone knows the tent sizing, 2 means 1. And poor Darcy's tent was literally floating because there
Yeah,
was
it
that
was
much
so
water at their campsite. So he was going to come share times with me. But that's the same Splendor Man where I bought $300 or $400 worth of drink tickets but forgot until the last day. And I grabbed sexiest bloke in Premier Rugby and
Pat Nicholson.
second sexiest behind Doug Raymond, sorry. But Pat Nicholson up there with hottest smoke shows in the world. I just grabbed him and I was like, I have $250 of drink tickets to get through and you are the man to help me. And we went to TP Forest and we're in there for 10 hours. And everyone kept coming up to us being like, can we buy some shit off you? And we were like really confused as to why, but we were just that fucking blind and sweating that much that we were just like, just dancing the whole time. And then the next day he was just like, what the fuck happened yesterday and what we were listening to. Like, I don't know what we did. Sent him some Psytrance stuff and, yeah, haven't been back to TP Forest yet.
What about our friend Matto who got his pants ripped off in the mosh pit of the amphitheatre at like 5 o'clock in the Arvo and then had to walk back to the campsite naked to put other pants on?
Head noise.
That was funny.
But bro, long story short, they're fucking awesome.
So
prepare
much
for it to be hot. Get creative with your hiding, but
Also,
enjoy the camping experience more than
camping's
the
the best
actual
part.
festival.
Camping's the best
Get a
part,
good
for
group
sure.
of mates together. It sounds
Make sure
like
you
you
take
do.
don't fuck around with the first time I went I was like I'm going to take like cereal and long life milk so in the morning I can have breakfast.
No, just buy all your fucking
eat like
food
chips
there.
and just take chips and shapes and then buy a meal in there during the day and take like Gatorade and
sorry, dude.
sunscreen. Did you shit your pants?
I think I might have just shit myself. Right, moving on. That stinks.
Sorry. What is going on? Moving on. What's going on here? There we go.
Hello, it is the Cock Gobbler here.
Welcome
Two
back.
things. First one, Fun Fact Friday. Did you know there's a trench in the ocean, right, called the Mariana
Marianas
Trench?
Trench. Yeah.
And it is deeper than Mount Everest is tall. Let that sink in. Second thing,
Love
I
that.
tried to do the nudie run. However, the cops caught me as I was trying to take off my clothes. They let me off with a warning. However, there was no nudie run down Caxton Street. Stay tuned. I will try again. That is all.
It's commitment. That's commitment.
Shout out to the Cock Gobbler. That's awesome. But
I did not know about the trench.
now I know that we do always plug that, you know, we know more about space than we do the ocean, but that is something that I did know. Marianas Trench is very well known, pops up in a lot of songs as well. Majority of our biggest mountains are like underwater mountain type things.
That's fucked.
They're like all bigger than like
Mount Everest.
It's the ocean, man. Shit's crazy. Also, credit to you for trying to do a nudie run down Caxton. That would actually be
it's
fucking
funny
amazing.
as.
It's so funny.
Moving on. We've been going for fucking ages, I feel. Oh, an hour and 18. I thought it would be a lot longer.
Yeah, no. Just did the other.
Oi, Class and Das, just met you at Caco. We're on, cunt. Broncos 13 plus. That's exactly it. Let's fucking go, cunt. That's exactly it.
Shout out
Fucking
to everyone who we
oath.
met over the weekend. Plenty of frothies out and about at Caxton Street, the greatest place on earth.
Hello, gentlemen. Wah Goat, just coming out from the local. Same as always, just ducked out to put the footy tips on. Should have been home at 6 o'clock, and it's now 8 o'clock. And I don't think tea is going to be that good out of the oven. Probably because it might be a salad. Got 4 ice creams in my hand and 2 bottles of Coke, which I'm going to mix up with some Woodford Reserve when we get home.
Nice.
So anyway, yeah. No, I suppose if she leaves me, I'll have more time to listen to the potties. Get up to the work, gents. Catch up.
Good to hear from you, mate. It's been a while.
Shout out to you, Wah, man.
It's been a long time since we heard from him.
Fucking oath.
It's commitment. It's what we like to hear.
She won't leave you too hot.
How you going, lads?
Good
Yeah, long time listener. Probably like a fucking third time caller. I don't know if that's a thing, but it is now. I was the young bloke who fucking rung up about the shit yourself story. I was fresh 18 and then rung up the next week saying, fuck, I don't remember corneas, but thought I'd just say, fucking, what you're doing with these bloody shirts and whatnot is unreal, man. Like, I've been wearing them to work for a while now, and shirts fighting that for a while now, trying to get it started, because myself went through a pretty hard time there a couple of years back, and really didn't see any way out until I spoke up and talked to someone about it, and remember, it's not weak to speak, and fucking, yeah, get the dog, Jeeps in your cheeks, and give him fucking heaps, hey, first goal.
Fuck yeah, mate. See, that's fucking, that just proves it, what Trademark are doing, guys. Like, it's fucking tough for people to speak up about shit that they're going through, and, you know, there's some terrible shit that happens from it, and this is a bloke who's coming out there and saying, like, hey, you know, this gear is helping. You know, like, he's someone that's been in that position and saying that this gear is helping. So, as we said earlier, you don't need to get the high-vis if you don't want, but fuck, just get around and support it.
Get around Trademark.
Get around Trademark. So, it ain't weak to speak. That's the biggest thing, guys. So, fucking oath.
Hey boys, this is Tully. Can't think of a nickname right now. I've just jumped out a line of, please don't judge me for this, I've jumped out a line of birdies. My friend's holding a spot, jumped into a Telstra free phone. Just wanted to say, we were at the Caco tonight. Looked everywhere, couldn't see you. A little bit disappointed. So next time, I reckon you guys park yourself up, get a little booth, have a little meet and greet. Because would have loved to share a beer with you. I'll let you know, I did try a bloke in a bar. Oh, pretty good. Pretty good if I do say so myself. So, that's pretty much for me. Not much to say. Jeeps in your cheeks, give them heaps. Love you boys. Have a good night.
That was Saturday night, I think.
Saturday. Oh, yeah.
Probably lucky you didn't see us.
Well, if you didn't see us, there's a good chance I was upstairs doing some fucking, just smashing a lot of beers up here and just getting some relaxing times in before I went downstairs and dance with the...
We will have to do a meet-up, though.
Froths. Fuck yeah.
Been saying it for so long.
Yeah. We're just really shit at organising things if people haven't realised by now.
We'll do it. Trust us.
Yeah, g'day boys, how's it going? It's the Rang and Dribbler here. Just ringing from Telstra free phone on the corner of Margaret and Albert Street in Brisbane CBD. Just finished a good night at the port office on Magic Round weekend. Just like to say a big congratulations to Clutch Stars and the mighty Brisbane Broncos. Fuck the Seagulls, Broncos forever, hello sport never, and beers soon. Thank you. I'll see you later.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
I feel like if we have a Manly Broncos rivalry, it's almost like I need to just fucking start
supporting
the Broncos
more.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and then we can just fucking...
Well, maybe we can have a Manly Broncos Storm rivalry, and like if it's Storm versus Manly, I'll just jump on the Storm bandwagon.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Then we can always be victorious.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But that was about it. As I said, I didn't get through all the froths this weekend. I was either sleeping, passing out, vomiting, or editing podcasts. So we will...
It's a big fucking week.
We will get through all of them next week. There'll be an extra large session next week.
Yeah, fuck. That's been brewing for a while too.
Nicely done.
Yeah, once again, guys, thank you for all the fucking support recently. It's been absolutely ridiculous. We do have a little bit of kit coming out soon. We're just waiting on a few things. So if you want to get around that, that'd be pretty cool.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. That was a little... I can't remember if we dropped a teaser at the start of this episode, but we definitely did of the Wednesday Sports Pod. Yeah.
Yeah, the Wednesday Sports Pod was proudly sponsored by us. So
deservedly
shout out to the lower grade letdowns who finally got their first sponsor from Bloody Broom Beers. So good on them.
Anything else, mate?
Oh, nah, fucking Jeeps in your cheeks and give them heaps, I suppose.
Yeah, see you next week. Hopefully less bounce. Probably not, because we've got a big weekend.
Jesus Christ. Fuck.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.